Greetings, humans. Welcome back to the Windmill full of corpses. And we are joined by the Scar hype-inducing supersonic superhero of Scardust. Thank you for joining. We're all underslept and tired. How are you doing?
Thank you for having us. Such a pleasure to have you here.
It's a pleasure to have you here too, and to be doing this in such a professional setting. So I think we're going to get right into the questions, and I will pass the mic to my co-host over here. Yeah, so yesterday we attended your headline show at the Reading 3 here in Tel Aviv, and it was massive is an understatement. What can you tell us about the process of planning this delightful monstrosity?
So I think we planned it for like 5 months, 4 months, something like that.
I don't know.
A lot of people were involved. I think we've been like 60 people in the production, something like that. Yeah. And it was a big production. I think it's the biggest one that Scardust did here in Israel. Massive shout out to all the one that was involved and made it a success. We didn't play live for a long time because we were busy recording and writing the album.
And other circumstances.
Yeah. We had to like relearn the songs and play a lot of rehearsals and make a schedule, and it was a lot of hard work, but it's fun. It's the work that we like.
Yeah.
So a lot of production work and organizing, and also a lot of practicing and musical workout.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you say from your perspective on stage were some of the most memorable moments last night?
Wow. All of them. I think Dazzling Darkness really blew my mind. I did not expect that to work out this well. Obviously, the moments with Ross were just magical, mesmerizing. Somebody was... Can I just name all the songs? Because, like the moment we got on stage, we felt the massive support from every single person in the venue. This was just an incredible feeling. Yeah. And it lasted throughout the entire evening. And we played a long set.
Yeah.
People stayed up until the last bit. Yeah.
Well, you also did leave some of the best bits for last. Okay, so you did mention Ross, and you've obviously collaborated with Ross from Haken for this show. So tell us a bit about the collaboration. How did you get in contact, and how did you end up working together for this show?
So, we wrote this piece about Pygmalion, and we really wanted it to be like a musical piece, so it has characters. Somebody had to play the Pygmalion part, and we thought, like, who would be the perfect fit? Who would be like both an idol to us, like a role model to us,
Definitely.
and also would fit with his personality and his voice. And it was like Ross Jennings. We reached out to him. Actually took a while for him to get back to us, but once he did, and he decided to go for it, and we started working together, the collaboration just, it fit together. Like,
It connected very well.
So he recorded his parts. Everybody was super happy, and he was happy with the album. He even said he was super proud of it. We started working on the show, and we're like, we have to invite Ross. We just have to invite him. And we did. And then it took him a while to get back to us with an answer, because it's not an easy decision to make. In his words, we do this to make people happy. This is what matters. So I'll just be there. And this is how it happened. And then we realized that, Ross Jennings is here. We have to play Haken songs. And then it was like, okay, the anchor is Concrete Cages. It's a duet. There is no doubt that we have to invite him for Concrete Cages as well. So it turned out better, much better than expected. And him recording the actual song in the record is not a public information just yet, but it's a huge honor for us to have him in the record.
Yeah.
Well, you did say you do this to make people happy, so I think we are sitting evidence of that.
So glad to hear that. Thank you, Ross Jennings.
You're
the
awesome.
best.
Well, we also got to talk to him a bit after the show, and he confirmed that you met him with the same level of professionalism that his own bandmates deliver, and that he was very happy with the collaboration. So, it's been a long time since you played a show,
Yes.
over a year, and you also have experience with the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
earlier, keeping you away from shows. So, when you are so far away from the audience, or maybe it even feels like they're absent, what keeps you going with what you do?
You hit spot on. It's not easy. Believing in what you do is what keeps us going. I think music, arts, making people happy, all those things are timeless. It doesn't matter if you do this, in a week or in a year or in 5 years, would still be relevant. Yeah, this is what keeps us going, I think.
Yeah. Nothing can stop it. If you have it in your heart, it will go out.
So, we've been talking about you being away from the audience, and you've already mentioned Dazzling Darkness, and you've said yesterday on stage that that's about the audience, and you recorded a music video, and it required a lot of coordinated crowd participation and trust. And I wanted to ask you about that. How do you trust your audience so much to know that that would work? Because if they didn't deliver, you couldn't do the video.
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
Our audience is the best.
Yeah, they are prog fans. They
Yeah.
know, they love complicated stuff.
Good answer.
I relate to that, particularly to the prog fans like complicated stuff. I like complicated stuff, and actually after you coordinated the audience and tell everyone what they had to do, because you told it in Hebrew, I just went around in the audience asking what we have to do. So I was really happy that I was able to do that before the video recording actually started.
It was so fun to make this video, and like seeing all the lights from the stage, it was
Yeah.
awesome experience. I said, wow, like I looked at it and was mesmerized.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Okay, so because we talked about Dazzling Darkness, we are going to go a bit into the new songs and talk about the new album for a bit. Next, we want to go into Rip. And for Rip, you did a video themed around Bitcoin.
Yes.
But the song isn't exactly about Bitcoin.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about the connection between the video and the message in the song.
Okay. So, the song is about parting ways with someone for their own sake. It could be romantic, or it could be any type of relationship, really. We started brainstorming video ideas. We kept on going back to the obvious. Like, this is a romantic relationship, this is like drug abuse, like the cliche stories. And Lahav here behind the camera, he said, in order for me to be able to really do this video properly, I need to fall in love with the concept. It cannot be something expected, cliche. And then he meditated a little bit, and suddenly it clicked for him, because suddenly the lyrics fit exactly with the story of Satoshi Nakamoto, who invented Bitcoin and had to make what we thought was a heartbreaking decision to disappear in order for Bitcoin to be. Otherwise, Bitcoin wouldn't have been possible at all. He had to disappear. And it's just, we look at the lyrics and they fit with the story. So Lahav made this Satoshi Nakamoto character. We put him in the abandoned shed with his, tech equipment and art equipment, because he's an artist and he has the lockpicking hobby. All the keys metaphors and killing off the persona.
If somehow the person that is Satoshi Nakamoto ends up watching this, what would you say to him?
Hi.
We're gonna guess his name is.
Well, he was in the thank you list on the show.
He was also credited rather consistently in the description.
Satoshi Nakamoto, yeah. Yeah, because we're all Satoshi Nakamoto. So thank you for making this video, man. You rock. Prog metal is the Bitcoin of music. The Bitcoin community is all about individuality and freedom and all the things prog metal is. So, yeah, kind of speaks the same language in a way.
I see that comparison.
Yeah.
This question wasn't scripted, but it just came to me when you mentioned the death of the persona.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an experience I kind of struggled with. When I met you, for example, or other musicians I really look up to, when you meet the real person, the persona you have in your head of them dies.
Yes.
The persona is perfect. The person isn't, although sometimes they're close. What came to me in consequence of that is realizing that my heroes are as human as me,
Yeah.
which beckons the question, what am I capable of in the future? So, have you ever had an experience like that, and how do you relate to this, I guess, transition of perception?
In Bitcoin, there's this phrase, slay your heroes. No gods, no masters. But don't slay Sailor. Sailor's good. He's a hero.
Too many times. I'm not gonna use names, but I've had incredible experiences. I'm gonna use names for the incredible experiences.
Okay.
Ross Jennings,
Yeah, definitely.
sweetest guy, really. The Therian people,
Okay.
really great guys. Arian Lucasen, incredible person. Yeah, the list goes on, but unfortunately, I mostly had horrible experiences. What it left me thinking is, I'm not gonna be this person. You know?
I like that. I like that a
Yes.
lot.
And yeah, I am human. I'm obviously not.
You're an elf.
I will always have respect towards other people and appreciation.
For me, it was also like this with some of my favorite artists that I met. I think like meeting them and to see that they are just like me. I think it's like opening your mind to that they are not on the Olympus. Like you don't need to climb there. You're already there. You just need to claim it. Like you can do anything you want. They are just like us, So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's along the lines of what I was describing.
yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely like that.